Welcome back. It's a new year, a new spring, a new attempt at gardening in the high country, super high altitude, 250 feet, really short season. Everything's getting a really, really late start. I have projects everywhere. It's the messy, ugly part where it doesn't look so great yet, but it's coming along. I'm giving it my best. And as usual, thinking a lot about garden analogies and life and how we try so hard to protect what we've nurtured, and how there are invasive species and pests and destroyers and things that don't belong. I'm going to try to show you the Hummer. It's kind of darting at me, I guess, protecting its something, just like me. So, come on along for the new year, the new garden season in the crazy, mixed up cottage high country garden. Let's go. Bring a cup or glass of something and come along with me, except for the lurkers and the stalkers. It's crazy out there, but come on along. So this is the non-glamorous part, the part of the year that is waiting and wondering and watching and giving my best, trying, being excited about every single little bud and blossom and leaf opening, because we've had warm weather, cold weather, freezing, snow, sleet, warm, and all over again multiple times. So things started and got stopped and started and got stopped 3 or 4 times. So it has not been the greatest start to a spring. And so I've been working, planning, watching, and I'm especially thinking about invasive things that are here to destroy. Not necessarily the weather, that's meant to be, but there are so many things in the garden and in life that are invasive. They're where they do not belong. They are meant to destroy and kill. Just like our high country garden with the short season, sometimes the time we get for our work in life that we are supposed to do is really, really short. And we have to be guarded and know what we're looking for. And these days, seeing things and addressing things, speaking truth and reality is taboo. Have you noticed? We are not supposed to say anything about the things in our life that are trying to destroy what we are called to nurture. Worms, aphids, gophers, deer, and their like in reality of life. We're supposed to just be nice, be a good person, be positive. It's the new religion. We're supposed to just watch things be destroyed and shush. We're not supposed to speak out about delusions and destructive patterns and lies and horrible bullying users. Shush. Don't say anything. That's taboo. Everyone's a Christian. Everyone be nice. Shush, shush. Do not state the obvious, even though something is being destroyed. Just stand by, let it happen, let them keep destroying. Just be sweet and positive only, even though there are gaping holes and death. If you know, you know. Comment if you're watching and you know what it is that I'm using as a deterrent for the shoppers of supply and destruction. So anyway, be a good person, huh? The Bible says that our very best is filthy rags and that we are desperately wicked in our hearts. And so that really, really offends people, mostly because they have zero clue how holy, holy, holy God is. He's not our equal and just a sometimes foxhole prayer genie. For instance, Pastor Oprah of the New Thought Christ Consciousness Church, where she platforms people like Richard Rohr, etc., literally is leading massive millions of people into delusion. And she got so offended because she heard that the Bible, which is God's holy living word, said that he is a jealous God. And that threw her into a massive, arrogant, self-induced tailspin because she has zero clue who God is and how holy, holy, holy he is, and that she is not. She's not divine. She's nothing except for one of 8 billion living right now, created in God's image, leading millions into eternal separation from their creator. And how dare anyone say so? That she is an invasive species, destroying like so many on a personal level. She has no idea what she's doing or saying. She has no idea that every single heartbeat, every breath of air, every healthy cell that is keeping her alive, and each one of us, is all of God's grace. There is not one rogue molecule. And by the way, there are no female pastors, preachers, reverends, priests, etc. Only women who are in rebellion to the very word they claim to teach from. The Holy Spirit would never call women into those ministries and contradict his own word. I'm going to link an amazing brand new video about that because it's really important. Comment if you know what that is and what it's for. So, nurturing, growing, trying, and doing what I can to deter the invasive species who have come into our space to take supply and destroy everything possible, leaving destruction and gaping holes and grief and pain and discouragement, but we persevere. Can you imagine just watching something you love be destroyed and not grieving and speaking up about it, speaking out against it, against unrepentant, intentional destruction of what you have been called to nurture? It is inhumane and insane, even when it's ugly to do so, because it's taboo and it embarrasses people and it makes you undesirable, and you should just be part of the cult of nice, and you should just shush and not state the obvious and not say anything. You should just let it happen. Just speak positive things. It'll go away. It'll cover up. It'll make people more comfortable. Don't talk about truth and reality and people who shop and invade and destroy. Can you imagine if that's how farmers farmed, or ranchers ranched, or gardeners gardened? Me too, neither. That would never work. That would be useless, pansy, disobedient to God's holy living word. And I discussed a whole lot of this in my last vlog, which is slightly long, but it's in 5 parts with easy to take a break spots. It's all about those who do not know their place, their proper place in God's living holy scheme of creation, and creating gaping holes like this that take extreme measures to deal with, to protect and nurture what we are called to protect and nurture. There really are such amazing analogies of life, spiritual life, in our gardens, in the work of it, in the nurturing. And there are things that are absolutely meant to be there to help. Things that work together to create and nurture, and that are supposed to be there. And then the work, the constant work of dealing with invasive species and things that only come to shop, steal, destroy. And so we just persevere, keep working. It makes me think of the ranchers and farmers of hundreds of years ago, the homesteaders, and what they had to accomplish and protect. The times they planted whole crops or needed acres and acres of grass for their cattle or whatever they were raising, and the things that came along like locusts or dust bowls and destroyed everything they had worked for. But they had done the work, and they were being caretakers. This is one of the vines that, it's the Virginia creeper that started, and then we had a freeze, and then it started again, and those leaves froze, and here it is. And you can see in the areas where it was really protected that it did really well. And it's so beautiful, and it's spreading out exactly like I was hoping. And I'm going to nurture and train those loose branches to go to the right and around the corner. So all of these things in pots were carefully kept in the greenhouse all winter, watered a few times, and brought out. Here's a really beautiful, really different columbine. And there's lavender and snow in summer and daisies, peonies, little strawberries that flower, bright pink flowers that I'm trying to find. Can't find any right now. But they all wintered over, and they have for several years. And then all of the beds and the beautiful old-fashioned irises that I don't even like, but I brought home from a yard sale one day because I went to this adorable, charming little cottage on a charming little street in our little town, and the old woman was selling everything, including her charming little cottage, because she had had health issues. so that she could not live alone anymore. And it was absolutely heartbreaking. And I bought a set of her old books that she had as a child, and I have those. But that's life sometimes, right? That's what we need to plan for and face reality for. Here's a little tiny little hummingbird, and I do not know why it died, but I found it. The others are all plump and healthy and happy and bossy and really aggressive little buggers. So I don't know what happened to that one, but there's some of those iris that I brought home from that woman's darling little cottage, and she had the most dreamy little lawn and garden enclosed. And I don't even like irises, but I brought them because they were so old-fashioned, and I wanted to honor her and keep them going. So she's gone, and that house has sold maybe a couple times over, and I have her irises growing that she really wanted me to bring home. And I have her beautiful old books that she had as a child to honor the past, which I really love to do over on my other vlog, Law Starts with Janine, where I repurpose and upcycle and honor all of the lost arts of previous generations and create new things with old things. I have a series called Our Living Tapestries. So you know what? Do speak up. Do speak out for your loved ones which you have been nurturing, and they will thank you for it one day, and in the end it will become a beautiful thing, even though it's ugly for a while, even though there are invasive species, shoppers for supply, destroyers of life, of lives. Persevere, don't give up, speak the truth in love, don't be part of the cult of nice, and we can be sure, just like the seasons, that our work will prove to become a thing of beauty. At times it will be lonely, and there will be hard times, lonely times, but it will become a thing of beauty as we are promised when we obey and persevere. It will definitely hurt. We will be humiliated, shamed, but let's do the right thing. Speak the truth, speak reality, and wait, stand and wait for the fruit, the beauty, the goodness, the harvest, the peace that will come from hard work, ugly times, things we have to nurture to please the Lord. Can you imagine? That just blows my mind, to be able to please the Lord, to trust Him, to persevere through pain, humiliation, grief, and look for the beautiful blessings of obedience. Thank you for joining me, and let me know in the comments your thoughts. I really appreciate you being here. Stay strong, keep the faith. I'll see you next time. Oh, and check out the Bible reading link I found.